the most profound fact concerning humanity is this. The Creator gave us the complete, unchallengeable right of prerogative over one thing, and one thing only, our own mind. It must have been the Creator's purpose to encourage us to live our own lives, to think our own thoughts without interference from others. Otherwise, we would not have been provided with such a clear dominion over our minds. Simply by lifting this profound prerogative over your own mind and life, you may lift yourself to great heights of achievement in any field of endeavor you choose. We all know stories about famous people who turned adversity into advantage, who overcame great obstacles to become rich and famous. They are the successful people who converted stumbling blocks into stepping stones. But there is a far greater number of lesser-known mortals who refuse to accept defeat. They simply refuse to become one of the vast majority who do little more than eke out a living and experience mostly misery, disappointment, and failure. Many years ago, a young Army veteran came to see me about a job. He told me he was disillusioned and discouraged. All he wanted out of life was a meal ticket, a place to sleep, and enough to eat. Here was a perfectly capable young man who was willing to settle for practically nothing, when I knew very well that if he changed his attitude he could earn a fortune. There was something about him, an almost hidden spark, that prompted me to ask, "How would you like to become a multimillionaire?" "Don't joke with me," he replied. "I'm hungry and I need a job." "I am not making fun," I said. "I am dead serious." Gradually, over the course of our conversation, I learned that this young man had been a salesman before he went into the Army, where he had learned to cook rather well. Generally, neither selling nor cooking will propel a person into the ranks of multimillionaires. But this veteran took himself out of the ordinary walks of life. He was introduced to his own mind and the possibilities that existed when he took control over it. In the 2 hours I spent with him, I watched him change from a person lost in a sea of despair into a possibility thinker. "Why don't you use your selling ability to persuade housewives to invite their neighbors over for a home-cooked dinner, then sell them all cookware?" I advanced him enough money to buy some clothes and the first outfit of cooking utensils, then turned him loose. During his first week, he cleared nearly $100 selling aluminum cookware. The next week, he doubled that amount. Then he began to train other salespeople who worked for him selling the cookware. At the end of 4 years, he was earning more than $1 million a year. When the ties that bind a human mind are broken and a man is introduced to himself, the real self has no limitations. I fancy that the gates of hell shake with fear and the bells of heaven ring with joy.
Week 3. Motivate yourself to achieve success. The greatest reward success brings is self-satisfaction. Although we often assume that the accumulation of wealth is the only measure of success, it is but one measure. It is an important one, to be sure, but true success is marked by the satisfaction of knowing you have done a job and done it well, that you have achieved the goal you set for yourself. Einstein, for example, never attained great wealth in his lifetime, but could anyone say he was unsuccessful? Einstein reached the top of his profession and changed the world because he knew what he wanted to do and had a plan for achieving it. How can you motivate yourself to succeed? The answer lies in following the same method Einstein and all other enormously successful people have followed. Develop a burning desire for something that you wish to have in order to reach a greater goal you have for yourself. Remember, there is a difference between merely wishing for something and deciding definitely that you are going to have it. All things are possible to the person who believes they are possible. Set yourself a definite goal in life. Write it down. Commit it to memory. Direct every thought and all your energies to making it come true. Instead of letting momentary setbacks throw you off course, search in them for the seed of an equivalent benefit which can help you get back on track to attaining your goal. Remember, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, the mind of man can achieve. The person determined to attain success starts where he stands, making the best of whatever tools he has and acquiring whatever else he needs along the way. Start from wherever you stand today.
Week 4. Some succeed, others fail. Why? This question has mystified people since humans first became dissatisfied with cave dwellings and tried to find some way to make life more comfortable. Perhaps the following comparisons between the characteristics of a failure and a successful person will help answer the question. The successful person knows precisely what she desires, has a plan for getting it, believes